many windmills, doesn't it?
Well, the city is built above water, so it probably relies on windmills to draw the water upwards.
That's correct! The winds blow through Mondstadt all year, so this supply of water is very stable. Also, the windmills are what they call visible winds, and wind chimes are called the audible winds. Paimon guesses they can be thought of as mascots and prayers to the animal Archon for protection.
Ah, mascots. So, like you then, Paimon?
No, not at all! They're made of wood, and you can't eat them in an emergency either, because all you'll do is grind your teeth down.
I don't know what to say to that. I've heard that if you give tavern owners a considerable tip, they'll be willing to share some information on the down low.
You mean the angels share? But Master D-Luke seems like a very rich man. How big a tip is considerable anyway?
Huh. Maybe I might have heard wrong. Or maybe I might have heard this rumor in another world.
You sure have been to many worlds, haven't you? Cider Lake never freezes, no matter what time of year it is. The best apple ciders in Mondstadt can only be made using the fresh water from this lake. It really does taste great. Paimon could drink 2 big bottles in a second.
Wow. With your size, I can't believe that you can drink that much liquid and not explode like an animo slime.
Paimon has a special stomach just for tasty drinks.
Huh. I guess the world really is a big place. So many things to consider.
Paimon finds that hard work hardly works here in Mondstadt.
Why do you say that?
Just look at Huffman from the Knights of Favonius. He does his best at his duties every day. But the ever-relaxed Captain Kaya is his boss.
But isn't Jean, who works the hardest, the acting Grand Master?
Well, how about this then? Venti's the god of Mondstadt, and he's the laziest of them all.
Sure would be nice to spend a night at the Goth Grand Hotel.
Paimon thinks so too. The rooms are sure to be big and clean.
Still, I've heard Mr. Goth say that they've had all kinds of strange problems ever since the Fatui moved in. The electro-sissons that their mages brought in attracted a lot of dust with static electricity, which ended up killing a lot of those sissons. Then, someone mixed up the mist grass pollen and the pepper, and the agents ended up brawling amongst themselves, each insisting that the other owed them money for wine.
Hang in there, Goth Grand Hotel.
Everyone says that Mondstadt is the land of the wind. But I wonder which direction the seasonal winds come from.
Why don't we ask Venti?
He'll probably just dodge the question with a heh or something.
True. The Animal Archon is just a tone-deaf bard. What does he know about the wind?
So here in Mondstadt, alchemy is practiced out on the streets?
Is that so strange?
In many of the worlds I've been to in the past, alchemy has always been a secretive art. Watching alchemy being practiced as a part of daily life is like being in a world where people all have 3 stomachs.
Paimon thinks only having 1 stomach is weird.
Are you serious?
What do you think?
Tevat's day and night both seem particularly short. The skies here are full of stars, but they aren't the same as the ones back home. I wonder if the fates of people from Tevat are also related to their constellations.
Oh? Do you know how to read the stars too? That's amazing! Not a lot of people outside Sumeru can do it. Paimon's curious. Come on, do a reading for me, quick!
The night sky pictured on Paimon's cape flows with the light of many stars, and also of the deep ocean. the movement of these stars tells me that, in, say, 7 days from now,
In 7 days what?
something good or something bad might occur.
Right. Your theory sounds as rock solid as a geoslime. And about as brainy, too. Mondstadt is full of wide plains and rolling hills. People say that when Barbados made this land, he used the storm to flatten the cliffs and valleys.
Still, it looks like he missed a few spots.
Like Star Snatch Cliff?
Exactly. On the map, it almost looks as if it was meant to be the apex of a vertical structure, but ended up at the wrong orientation.
What's an apex? Paimon's heard that couplets are a traditional art form in Liyue. If you can write a line that works as a second half to one that someone else has written, you'll be well paid. But linking the couplet is hard, so it's not easy money. Not only does the rhythm need to match, but the meaning has to as well.
Care to give an example?
Wind rises, winds never churn.
But the sea of clouds always return.
Huh, not bad. Let's not waste time here. We've got some money to make. There's a saying of Rex Lapis that's commonly used here in Liyue. Paimon thinks its rough meaning is don't play with your money. It's because the first Mora were minted from his golden form and given to humans in trust.
Kaya sure seems to enjoy playing with his money.
And that's why you shouldn't learn from him.
Well, as a child, I was taught not to play with my food.
Yup. You've got to respect your food. What are you looking at Paimon for? Walk in 7 clockwise circles, then walk in 7 anti-clockwise circles. Then open your eyes.
Are you sleepwalking?
Nope. Paimon is just trying to see if that antique shop from Heart's Desire actually exists.
Well, assuming that a shop in a story does exist, what would you like to buy, Paimon?
A slime creator.
Does such a thing even exist? Lately, some Guhua clan disciples have been retelling an ancient story.
The Guhua clan, huh? Paimon bets it's a heroic story.
Several female disciples decided to partake of a contest of arms to see who would marry their male junior, and he approved.
Ooh, Paimon's heard this one. In Liyue, they call this a joust for a spouse.
But the night before the contest, he stole the eldest disciple's favorite sword.
Ah, so he wanted her to lose. Poor girl.
I know, right? Forced to use a sword she wasn't used to, the eldest disciple suffered a crushing defeat. Unable to accept this result, she fell to her knees and wept.
Oh no! She must have really loved him, right?
In the end, she was forced to marry him in front of everyone.
Wait! So the loser had to marry him? Did you know the reeds in Dihua Marsh are common materials used in making paper? The solid reed cores are used to make pens, while the hollow part is used to make flutes. It's all very sophisticated. Over the years, many heroes and swordsmen have also chosen Dihua Marsh as the location of their duels. The more reeds, the more elegant the place. But in places where the reeds are the thickest, the water can be quite deep. So there are a lot of unlucky duelists who fall in and drown while the duel is on.
Huh. And what's my takeaway from all of this supposed to be?
Don't get into a fight in Dihua Marsh. Paimon's heard that in Liyue, people call the crane the gentleman bird.
And do you know why that is?
Paimon's not quite sure.
Well then, let me tell you about the story of the lucky crane repaying its debts. A long, long time ago, there was a kind-hearted scholar who saved a lucky crane that had fallen into a trap. Later, on a cold winter's night, a beautiful maiden came to his door asking to lodge with him. The maiden shouldered a great sword on her back and taught all that she knew of swordsmanship to the scholar, supervising him as he studied day and night.
Wow!
Once he had finished his training, he went out into the wilds with the maiden to do good and fight for justice. 10 years later, the lucky crane took the form of a gentleman and finally came to return the favor, but discovered the couple had already lived out a fortuitous life. And that's the story known as the gentleman's 10-year debt.
Ah!
Rumor has it that Jueyun Karst is the abode of the Adepti.
Wow! The abode of the Adepti!
Perhaps we'll meet the Adepti on those cloud-piercing mountain peaks.
Wow! Meeting Adepti!
But I wonder, how would one normally communicate with the Adepti?
Wow! Communicating with Adepti!
My emergency rations seem to be going bad. Best to consume them quickly.
Ahem! Well, Paimon thinks that shouting from the mountaintop should work.
That seems more like a way for getting the attention of a hilly churl instead of an Adeptus.
If you want to adventure together with Benny's adventure team, you have to come prepared. Domains are very dangerous, so you should always take care to double and triple check your supplies in advance. Paimon's heard that the Adventurers Guild has compiled a list of 463 different ways of dying in these domains. If Bennett got you killed by accident, Paimon and Bennett would never forgive ourselves.
Why am I the only one dying here?
Well, that's because according to the numbers, Paimon can avoid 322 causes of death just by floating.
I suddenly don't feel like exploring these domains. I've heard that Albert, being the leader of Barbara's fan club, sometimes gets bumps and bruises on purpose so that he can go to the cathedral to see her.
Paimon feels the Knights of Favonius should keep a closer watch on weirdos like that.
But it seems that a month later, Albert discovered that Bennett was managing to see Barbara far more than he was. On second thought, Bennett does have the natural advantage when it comes to getting injured.
What is this? A Let's Bother Barbara contest?
Lisa and Amber feel a bit like sisters.
Huh? Why's that?
Amber often runs errands for Lisa. Older siblings asking their younger siblings to do things for them so they can slack off is a rather common practice. But my brother and I are the same age, so we had to decide these things via rock, paper, scissors.
Whoa! So doesn't that make you my younger sister?
What do you mean?
Well, since Paimon floats, you're the only one who can run any errands.
Seriously? Paimon, have you ever seen what Kaya looks like under that eye patch?
Nope.
So it would seem that he never takes it off.
Actually, Paimon already knows why.
Oh?
He must be hiding some big secret.
Really? A secret?
See, Kaya heads out for assignments more than anyone else. So the skin under that eye patch has to be way lighter than the rest of him.
So if he ever takes that eye patch off,
he'll definitely become the butt of everyone's jokes. Maybe he'll even get a weird nickname. Like, say, Pasty Eye.
guess he didn't need to take it off to get a weird nickname.
It's time for Paimon's Little Life Tips.
Little life tips?
In Mondstadt, if there's something you can't fix, or there's something you can't get clean no matter what you do, If you ever run into something you can't handle yourself, you